This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Unfortunately, we have to bring up MAFS. It's kicked off again because we're talking controversy. One of the groom has run away in the first episode.
What
He's
do you mean?
gone.
Where do you
We're
nick off
trying to
to?
get this. Yeah, well, do you know what's happened? And every year we usually get them on at the start and go, "Do you understand what you're getting yourself into here?" And they're like, "Yeah, no, they'll portray me really well and edit me up really well on the show. I'll be okay." And then you realise that their lives are completely ruined and they are changed. So there's a guy called Jack. He's got long hair. He puts it in a ponytail and he's full of tats. And they're saying that he could be more controversial than any other character on the show.
The worst villain ever.
So Jack was paired up with Tori last night. Tori was lovely, Kate, but this is Jack's approach to Tori.
I'm looking through those eyes. She seems sweet. I think she'll challenge me a little bit, but I definitely reckon I'll sort her out and we'll have a good time.
So I'll sort her out.
I'll sort her out.
He's a very sexual man as well. This was his first impressions of Tori.
There's no sexual sparks flying for me at the moment. I don't think we're not sexually connected at all. I need to be invested in the girl and I need to be connected. If I'm not, I'd rather be by myself.
Oh my God, that's a huge statement.
It's made that decision very
when
quickly.
you haven't even, has he kissed her yet? Has there been any sort of, if you want to know where he...
Well, they did have a passionate kiss, but he said there was no sparks there. This is where the casting agents celebrate, they have a bit of a party, and then they realise, bang, we're on here, because that poor girl, Tori, then has to, for the next few months, Kate, she's got to go through this show and deal with Jack the whole time.
Yeah.
And that's where the fireworks start. That's where fights start.
Partner swapping.
And it's on. You know, MAFS, there's some horrific editing that happens on MAFS, and they must transcript everything that's said on the show, and they can cut a conversation like now that they can cut it into something that could be said 3 months before.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right? So we heard it with Dion last year. I mean, Dion was the classic example. Have a listen to this one.
No matter what happens tonight, I think it's important for me to let Carolina know how I'm feeling.
Awesome.
I mean, Wippa, it happened to you on Celebrity Apprentice.
Yeah, it did.
I'm pretty sure I have gastro.
You didn't have gastro, but they used...
I'm pretty sure I don't have gastro. Have a listen.
I'm pretty sure I have gastro.
Awesome.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's so cheeky.
Can't even tell the edit, can you? Can't even hear the edit point. Impossible.
So even Timothy was talking about losing... He was with Lucinda last night. He's talking about losing his parents. And then they've used, in another conversation, when he was talking about that horrific moment in his life, he didn't mention that his brother had passed as well, but they cut it in from another conversation. Have a listen to this.
I've lost my parents and my brother died. So I've got no family left.
It's like...
I've got no parents and my brother died.
They have only got a certain amount of minutes of airtime. I guess they've got to try and...
Can we hear that again, Jess?
I've lost my parents and my brother died.
The sound quality is different.
Yeah.
It's
Just get him to...
I think what's awful is, like you're saying, Fitzy, people think that they can project themselves and that people will see them in the light that they want them to. But this is just completely fabricated. It's not about whether you want to come across as a good guy or not. It's just that the narrative is taken out of your hands.
I'm not going to say who it is, but okay, this is just a bit of an idea. I got a message from a friend who is the father of one of the girls that's on the show. He is very concerned.
What's her name?
Do you know them? You know the family?
I know the father. I don't know her. I don't know the daughter. And he texts me and said, mate, I heard that you guys talk about this show quite a bit. As a family, we're really worried about what's going to happen over the next few months.
She won't be welcome at Christmas. She said her last Christmas with the family.
Oh, we're already worried and it hasn't kicked off. Is that because she's been telling the family about how the filming is going?
No, do you know what? He's really confident that his daughter is a beautiful girl, and he said, look, I'm pretty confident that everything's okay. But the thing is, he just said, we heard that you talk about it quite a bit on your show. Can you just look after her?
Well, the bigger concern for any individual going on a show like this is the fact that they have gone on the show not with the idea of finding love. Not one person has gone on this show in the hope of actually finding someone.
Oh, come on. Maybe
Kate,
they
the
do.
producers have sold it in and gone, but look at Cam and Jules, look at Cam and Jules, look at Cam and Jules. That was 10 years ago.
And what about the couple from last year?
You know for a fact.
Duncan and Evelyn.
Yeah, they're not on the show.
They weren't paired up.
They weren't paired up originally. So you're going on the show for fun and something interesting to do in your life and the possibility of becoming famous. That's why you've gone on that show. And
to boost a business, maybe?
Maybe that is your major concern over what the edit might be, if you ask me. The internal reason you've gone on that show.
Yeah.
I just see now, this is where everything changes for those people. They become recognisable around Australia and they don't know how they're going to be portrayed for the next few months.
Are you going to tell us who the girl is?
Nah, absolutely no chance. And this is the thing with MAFS. I mean, they drag it out now. The thing is, I think the show finishes in November. I think
It does, 2025.
Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.